I'll answer any questions for you guys.
Go ahead. Back right, Steve.
Yeah, Coach. I think you ended up 4 of 15 on third down tonight, and just could never sustain. I think you only had 5 first downs for the game. Just maybe talk about what wasn't working. I know it was raining, but what was not working for the offense tonight?
Yeah, we lost the line of scrimmage, and obviously you start loading up the box in those kind of situations, and the passing game was just was not there. I think we maybe had a couple opportunities, but it just was obviously tough conditions to throw the ball. But we tried inside outside, and we just they beat us at the line of scrimmage, and we weren't able to execute in the throw game. So that was a very poor performance.
Back left over there, Austin.
Urban, can you pinpoint anything that might have caused those issues in the passing game? It seemed like early with the weather, I don't know, you guys didn't even want to take many shots.
Yeah, well, it was, either side was tough. They had a couple fades, I think, on us, but for the most part, it was tough sledding to throw the ball. And we tried a little bit, and we had Braxton, I think, come clean on one, and it hasn't been a smooth run really most of the year, so we have to get some things fixed.
Over to the right here, Tim.
Yeah, Urban, how limited was Ezekiel Elliott with that leg problem, and was that a problem at all for him?
No, he was fine. That was earlier in the week, and he practiced Thursday, and he's a warrior. Just so many people at the line of scrimmage, we couldn't control it.
What did you tell your team post game here? I mean, about what?
No, you got the rivalry. You got the rivalry coming up. You got. It's easy to lead when everything's going well and you won, a bunch of games in a row. That's not how you judge a team. That's not how you judge character. That's not how you judge a leader. That's how you judge a front runner. That's how you judge when things are going well. You've just been hit right in the gut. And, Zeke actually said a few words down there, and I love these guys, and we'll come back and do the best we can next week. Got to get better.
Right here, Bill.
Do you in any way foresee this kind of performance?
No.
And in terms of the conservative play calling, again, the weather was a factor, but are you content with the way the game was called? The play calling, conservative play calling?
No, I was not content.
Back row left there, Clay.
Coach Cook doesn't play and they go with the backups. In essence, does it help them to run the option instead of a guy who's trying
they just ran Q run, and obviously I don't know if they would have done that with Cook. And it was not a throwing type day. It would have been tough to execute the throw game even with Connor Cook. But they did it well. They ran that quarterback a lot.
Far left over there, Doug.
Urban, you said as far as the play calling, you weren't content. What can you do during the game if you're not content with it? Was there more you could have done yourself to try to switch things up?
Well, I call a lot of plays anyways. So the finger you pointed right here. And have to do better. Yeah, we didn't. Very conservative. Seemed like we were backed up a lot, and that, I thought we had a good positioning when we downed the ball on a 3-yard line in the fourth quarter, and then they knocked it out and put us back there. And then we tried to take a shot, and then your second 10 stopped the clock, and then you try to punt with that driving wind in your face, and it was tough. And they get the ball on the 40-yard line. Obviously, you see how the game ended. So it was kind of that game I can't stand. Those are tough to watch now and tough to be a part of when you start playing field position like that. Been a couple situations in my career where you're in a blizzard. It wasn't a blizzard, but it was a tough situation. And once again, I felt decent when we pinned them into the 3-yard line, play good defense and stop them, and you might get that ball near midfield and go try to win the game.
Not being where you want to be in the throw game at this point in the season, the fact that JT wasn't the starter for the first 7 games, did that set back his development as a thrower at all this season?
It could have. I'm going to try to sit and evaluate everything, and it could be a lot of reasons.
Second row left, Kevin.
Coach, you guys had a couple offsides penalties, one on the 4th and 8, and then 3rd and long. How demoralizing was that to put them in a really, manageable situation to pick up the first down?
We had 3 of them. It's a tough situation. 4th and 8 is much different than 4th and 3. And that's especially the situation, the weather, the conditions that we were playing in.
Back row left, Bill.
Urban, you get two short fields off turnovers and they answer with long drives. How disheartening was that?
Yeah, disheartening, and especially it was all mostly run. I guess they had a 4th and or a third down and 15 and hit a fade on us. That was a big transitional part of the game when you feel like you get them stopped, and then they hit a ball over the top on us. But it was, I think, disheartening is a tough, correct word when you feel like you 14-7 or 7-0, you go up and you're up by 14-7, and then they take it the length of the field.
And last two questions to the right here. Pete?
Urban, you've obviously seen some funny scenarios happen in college football in the times you've been a head coach, going back to Florida in 08, I guess. Just where do you feel like this program is in the big picture in relation to the playoff after today?
Oh boy, we got to get a couple first downs and find a way to complete pass and beat our rival. I don't, no disrespect, but that's certainly not any conversation. You're right, a lot of things happen, but we gotta fix some obvious problems.
And last question over to the left, Doug.
Urban, nobody wins every single game. You just had a 23-game winning streak. Do you have any perspective on this at the moment, that this happens to every team at some point?
Oh, I've been down this road before where you do good, and I love a group of guys down there, and we have to do better. Yeah, I do. I do. A lot of different perspective maybe had it several years back. You lost a game, you're pissed off. You go do the best you can, go to work tomorrow. I did challenge the leaders, challenge our coaches that, once again, to run out of the tunnel first when you're, what you said, the 23 or 30 or whatever it was win streak, then that doesn't take a whole lot of courage to do that. It takes a lot of courage to show up Sunday ready to go beat a good team up north.
Coach, thanks very much.